It is
Is there a drawing?
live. I think that's working. Hi. I hope you're all in your PJs. All right, so we're gonna get started because we like to make sure you guys are out of here on time and can go enjoy the rest of your weekend. So thanks for coming. I'm gonna quickly just share our story real quick because I know most of you know it, but the people out across the country, maybe not everybody knows kind of how we got into this and why we're sharing this with everyone. So we actually started exactly 3 years ago, like so many of you have for the new year, you know, start with a resolution. We tried a lot of different things and nothing was working for us. So did a 24-day challenge, and Greg and I, in about 4 months, we lost a combined 90 pounds, and 60 were his, 30 were mine, and it's been 3 years and we've never looked back. So it's so exciting seeing so many of you post your results right now, because I remember that feeling, and that's kind of what propelled all of this. So we only started as discount distributors, and I know many of you out there, that's where you're at right now. Lots of you are just, you know, got your discount, which is perfect. And that's why we want to do a training on this, because as soon as we started implementing kind of what AdvoCare has had in place for 24 years, things started to change for us. So that first year, we kind of did things our way. And our way was like, we didn't even really want to do this. We just shared products only if people asked about them. And it got to a point where it was providing a little bit of income, and enough at least that it was paying for our products, car payments, whatever. And at the time, I was a stay-at-home mom, kind of knowing I was eventually going to have to go back to work because we cut our income in half for me to stay home, which was a big change. So I knew I'd eventually have to go back to work, but insert AdvoCare system of how you do things, and our business quadrupled the second year from just changing the way we thought we were doing things and doing things the way AdvoCare says we have to do things. And we started doing it so other people could copy it, and that's what led to last year making it so that I didn't have to go back to work. And now this year, I mean, you guys are copying the system and teaching your team, and we have, you know, emerging leaders on our team that are showing their team how to do this, and that's creating growth for all of you. And now AdvoCare is at a point in our life where it's equal to what Greg is making, and he's a director of a company, and he works 60 hours a week, and he, you know, rushes home to try and get home by 6:30, 7 o'clock so he can, you know, help with dinner and get the kids to bed, and that's the rotation he's on, and I think that's the rotation most people in the world are on. But AdvoCare has kind of taught us, like, you don't have to exchange your time for dollars constantly. Everyone should kind of have a source of residual income, whether it be something you fall back on or something you need to supplement your income. This can provide that for you, and we know that now by simply following what I'm going to go over today for all of you guys. So that's kind of what I want to start with. My internet cuts out all the time, so if it goes away for a little bit, it'll hopefully come back. And I've never used this, so I hope this works too. So I see you guys have pens, and I'm going to do something that I've seen before called the PALS training. This is something that someone sent to me probably a year after I started AdvoCare, and it was like, how to get off to a quick start in this business. You know, how do you do AdvoCare? It's a very simple business, not to be confused with easy, but it is simple if you follow the way that they have it set up for us. So we'll start with what P stands for, and that's your purpose. If you have a strong reason for doing AdvoCare, it makes it a lot easier to talk to people about, because nothing gets in your way of sharing something you're excited about if you know where you're going with this. And I'm not saying a purpose, you know, a nonchalant one of, hey, you know, I'd love to stay home with the kids, or yeah, I could use an extra $500 a month. That's not going to get you out of the bed in the morning and like sharing AdvoCare with people. So I was kind of looking up some questions on, you know, how do you find your purpose? And it doesn't even have to be related to AdvoCare. It can just be, I mean, in life in general, like how do you think about what you're really supposed to be doing? And I saw some things like, you know, what actually makes you happy? You know, what if you didn't have a job that consumed the majority of your day, what would you spend that time doing if you could? You know, what weight are you carrying around with you every day that prevents you from moving forward in life? Like, what is something that's constantly holding you back? Why are you doing what you're currently doing? Are you only doing what you do because you have to, and because it's what you think you need to be doing. And even for those of you that do stay home with your kids, I mean, that's a purpose in itself right there, to be able to provide, you know, something more than being a mom is the hardest job on the planet. But what more can you do? You know, what more is there? And you get to carry your babies around. Yeah. Is he sleeping? Yes. And then, you know, things like, if you could live your life differently right now without money being an issue, what would you do with your time? And then last, you know, do you have dreams? Like, are there things you want to experience in this life, things you want your kids to experience? And if you do you have a plan to actually get there? And when you start thinking about these things and really thinking about them, you're like, well, I have a lot of ideas for myself. I just actually don't really know how I'm going to get from point A to point B because of everything that happens in life and the hamster wheel in between that we all do every day. That it's not that it gets in the way, it's what we've all been programmed that we need to do. So Advocare is something that can kind of rewire the way you're thinking. I'm not saying everyone needs to do Advocare and quit their jobs. That's not the point. The point is just to give you some freedom and some flexibility and take that stress off your shoulders and just live a more purposeful life. I think even just the people you'll surround yourself will kind of inspire you to want more for yourself. So finding a purpose, it is huge, because we say Advocare has the best thing because we don't have a boss when you do Advocare, but it's also the worst thing is you don't have a boss. So nobody's motivated, no one's telling you what you need to do, no one's out there saying, hey, did you do X, Y, and Z? Your purpose is your boss. So if you were going to bed at night, would your purpose fire you? You know, did you do everything that you could do throughout your day to get to your ultimate goal? And if that drives you every day, you will continue to share Advocare. If you get no's, it doesn't matter. I always am like, no means no right now. And then I've gotten no's from most of the people, you know, that have connected you to Advocare and why you're here. They said no too. It just took a while for them to watch what we were doing, and timing had to be right for them. So you'll get tons of no's, but your purpose is what just makes you brush it off and just keep on going. And then you're going to start to find other people's purposes, and that's what keeps you excited about doing this too. So that's the P of PALS, so P-A-L-S. P is your purpose. A stands for advisor. I know many of you are advisors, some of you are not. The world of the business side of Advocare does not open up until you become an advisor. Hi, Jenny. The distributorships are awesome. $79, $3 a spark. You get a discount on your products. You get 20 to 30% discount. And I did that for a really long time because I didn't know the rest of the Advocare world for that first, 8 months. But you get paid two ways if you're a distributor. You get paid in commission, you know, so if you're at a 20 to 30% discount, that's how much commission you get if someone ordered from your site. And if you have distributors under you, you'll get the difference of your distributorship. So it's a wholesale commission. So if you're at 25% and your distributor's at 20%, you get 5%, which is great, but you only get paid two ways as a distributor. As an advisor, you earn income 5 ways. You get a 40% discount on your product for life. You never have to re-earn it. You get 40%. You earn a 40% profit on your retail sales. So if someone just goes to your site, you get 40%. You then earn those wholesale commissions still. So if you get a new distributor who's 20% and you're 40%, you're now getting 20% because they're signed up under you. But then you get 2 sources of residual income. And that's where the time freedom comes in. If you as they should, because that's their business now. You're just helping. You get what we call overrides for helping someone become a business builder. And when those overrides add up, you start to earn leadership bonuses for helping people do well in Advocare. That's the best part of this. You don't ever go forward without bringing other people with you. So it's a really encouraging business model to be able to help people constantly. And so those are those 2 residual incomes, and then rookie bonuses. All of us right now are in a new thing called Everyone's a Rookie. So we all get a chance to earn a $500 bonus just if you're an advisor. If you get 3 distributors to sign up in 3 consecutive pay periods, I think we have till February 16th, and they get to 3,000 of volume combined. And you can have more than 3 distributors contribute to that, but 3 minimum, you just get $500 for helping people start their business, and it's really fun. Normally that's only eligible to people who just started with AdvoCare and just got to advisor, but they're doing that for all advisors right now. So, and you get trips and contests. And I remember when I first started and they like would announce these trips, I was like, that's so great for those people. Like, that's so cool. It's probably the same 10 people who go on trips all the time. Well, we've been on 2, and it's crazy. It's real. We got to go to Kids on the Coast where they just, they took us all to Florida. They give you all your, everything is covered. It's like red carpet service. Our kids got to go. They give you spending money. It's just crazy. And then we just got back, a month and a half ago from a 9-day Caribbean cruise. And it's not just the trips, it's the people. I mean, you will never meet better people that are just living life, like I was saying, back to their purpose, because all of a sudden everyone there is like, I got it. Like, I have a different way of doing things, and I can have that time freedom to go away for 9 days and not have to worry because you have residual income. So we're actually running an incentive trip right now for our advisors that we're taking 2 distributorships to Naples, Florida for 4 days, and that's all included too, and flights, hotels, $300 spending money each, and just great people again. So this is eligible to anybody who's an advisor. So advisor, the business does not start to advisor. Distributorship is awesome if all you want is a discount on product, but if you're here, my guess, and if you're listening, my guess is you want a little bit more out of your distributorship, so it does not begin until you're an advisor. So I want to tell you 2 ways that you can get there. One way is to work your way there. So you basically need to accumulate $3,000 worth of volume in 6 weeks. So our pay periods run 2 weeks long, and they're every other Tuesday. And you need a minimum of 500 in each of those pay periods to get to the 3,000. So you could do, 500, 1,500, 1,000, and that counts because that got you to 3,000. But you can't do 1,000, then 0, and then 2,000. That may have equaled 3,000, but you had that 0 in the middle. That it wasn't that 500 minimum, so that doesn't count. This can be a combination of personal orders. It could be people ordering from you. It could be distributors under you ordering. That all accumulates to that 3,000. And like I said, once you're there forever. You don't have to earn it again. So here's some ways to look at how do you get to advisors. So, this person said, oh, I did 500 in my first pay period and then 2,500 in my second pay period. I'm an advisor. This one did 2,000 and then 1,000 in the second. That's an advisor. 500, 500, and then 2,000 the last one. That gets you to advisor. So there's all different combinations. You could get there in 2. You could get there in 3. The one we want to show you is the one that gets you there the fastest, because like I said, once you get to advisor, that's when your business starts. So if you get there fast, things go faster. And that is getting yourself immediately to advisor. So that $3,000 of volume, it's the same amount, you just do it at once. So you put $3,000 into your cart, and the best part is you get 30% off right off the bat. So you get a 30% discount. So essentially you're investing $2,100 into your AdvoCare business. If you retail out, because think 15 people on the 24-day challenge. You buy 15 24-day challenges. You get your friends and family together, your coworkers on challenges. You sell those at retail. So you got 30% off. You're going to still retail those out for the same amount. You can save them shipping, tax. But look what happened there. You got a $900 profit. So you got all your $2,100 back. You made $900. And now you have 15 people on a 24-day challenge. And that's momentum. That's excitement. That's people being all on a challenge at the same time. And what's going to happen to them, everything that happened to us, you're going to love it. You're going to feel great. You're going to want to keep going. They're going to want to learn more. And that's how things move quickly in AdvoCare. And a perfect example was Lindsay sitting over there, had a mixer, brand new to AdvoCare. She had never even done a 24-day challenge herself, but they saw the big picture. They got straight to advisor. She had people at her house, invited them to learn more. We came out and did a mixer for them, which we will do for anybody, always. If you're local, sorry, I fly places too. But you know, you get a room full of people, and we share stories. AdvoCare is only short story sharing. We don't sell anything. We just share our stories. So when you get people in a room and you share a lot of stories, people get excited about it. Lindsay's mixer ended, and it was kind of like crickets. And then Jenny's like, did you tell them about the stuff? And I was like, did you tell them about the goods? So Lindsay brought her boxes of her advisor orders out, and it turned into a frenzy. Like, everyone took their grocery bags and were like loaded up, 24-day challenges. We had a computer set up. They lined up to sign up to be distributors. I think she had 6 or 7 distributors that night. Yeah. They all became distributors. They all bought their challenges, and they walked out, and they left, and we were like, okay. Like, I guess that's how this goes. And listen, it doesn't, I understand it doesn't always work that way, but that is one great example of what having all that product on hand does, because people want instant gratification and they're excited and they want it. And then all of a sudden your investment is gone and you have happy people that are all doing their challenges. Now let's say it took you longer to get there. What is so cool about AdvoCare is they give you a full year to use do whatever you want with your advisor order, and if after a year you're like, you know what, I'm not having this, I just don't want to continue on, you can send all your unopened product back to AdvoCare and they will give you your money back on unopened products. So it's like a risk-free 1-year chance at being an advisor. So yeah, 12-month guarantee. It's awesome. I mean, people who have done other companies before, they're like, no, there's got to be like a little catch to it. It really isn't. I mean, it's so great that they give us that chance to do what we want with it. And let's be honest, if you love AdvoCare, you could very easily consume $2,100 of personal product use in a year. Yes. I'm like, I think you've got to advisor just from like, spark. So I worked my way to advisor. I didn't know this option existed. I would have done this in a heartbeat because our accountant the first year of AdvoCare had me add up all my supplements, and it was like $4,400 that we bought, chipped up in little 200, 300, 100 throughout them. And I thought, oh, I'm good. It came to more than an advisor order did, and I would have saved myself 30% right from the start and had a 40% discount for life and opened up my business from that point on. And the great part is, since AdvoCare is a copycat business, people are going to say, well, Kirsty, how did you get to advisor? How did you get to advisor, Meg? Oh, I just got right there. I didn't know anything else existed. And it's okay if you worked your way there, because people relate to that as well. But just getting there is absolutely how I would have done it now. I just didn't have a crystal ball, so I didn't know. Another good option is working your way there, that 500, 2,000. That's kind of what we did. We saw what we could do with the help of others, and then that third pay period, we did the rest ourselves just to finish it out. So that's a great option too. So that's advisor. So now we're on to L. So P is purpose, A, advisor, L is list. Literally get out a piece of paper, and we want you thinking about people. AdvoCare is a business of people. So if you start thinking of people, you start to realize how many people you can help with this. So if you had 3 columns, picture, one of them is energy, one of them is weight loss and overall health, not just weight loss, but just feeling good, learning how to eat right. And then the last column would be sports performance. So maybe your friends that run or go to the gym, play sports, anything. Think of 10 people that come to mind for each one. So 10 people for energy, 10 people for weight loss, 10 people for performance. I like to go through my Facebook list and like kind of look through friends and see who's on there that I haven't talked to in a long time. AdvoCare is a great reason to have more friends, you know, and reach back out to people and be social. I think it's very easy these days to like hide behind the computer, get caught up in your day-to-day life and not go out and just be with people. And when you start thinking of all the people you know, this becomes people you want to share AdvoCare with. So that's 30 people that you could share AdvoCare with. And they always say building, 30 retail customers usually equals 3 solid business builders. So think about that. You got to talk to a lot of people Okay. Sorry, I hope that didn't cut out. So your list is important. This is a list you're going to constantly go back to. They say 30. I say write down everybody that you can think of. And I'm not saying go bombard your friends with this, but this is going to be the next part. Like, how do you share with those people that you do have on your mind? So 30 names, 10 for each just to start, and then circle your top 3. And that's just going to get you thinking about people. So that's your list. The S, normally on the PALS training, stands for Success School, but I'm going to turn it into Success System because Success School is part of that, and I want you to know this. This is the most important part of our whole training. This is what I was saying that helped quadruple our business, because that first year, all it was product, 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 product. Oh, we lost weight. Oh, what'd you do? Oh, we tried this 24-day challenge. We did not share all of AdvoCare with people. We just kind of, one, I think I was a little embarrassed too because I didn't know enough and I didn't want people to sign up and me not be able to help them. 2, I still wasn't fully committed that I was doing this. So I wasn't gonna share the business with people when I wasn't sure that we were even doing it. But AdvoCare has 2 products. They have all their products and then they have a great business opportunity. So if you're leaving out half of what we do, you're leaving out so much opportunity for people to change their lives in a completely different way. I mean, people on our team now are experiencing 20, 30-pound weight losses, but they're taking stress off their shoulders. That's a different kind of weight that we lift off of people. So you need to share everything with AdvoCare. And then how do you do that, especially when you're new to AdvoCare? Maybe you don't have a business story yet. Like, how do you share that and motivate people? AdvoCare is built on layers of conviction, and the more people you get people around, the more people become inspired because they hear more and more and more stories. So this is our success system. When I first heard this, I was like, that is so cheesy. I want nothing to do with the success system. I actually started Sparkheads to hide people from the success system. I was like, we're gonna do this our own way because this seems weird. You know what happened? Nothing. Like, we had all these people that were like, we want to do AdvoCare, and I'd be like, I have no idea how to help you. Like, I don't. And they'd be like, do I start a blog? Should I start posting on Facebook? I'm like, this is a total mess. Like, this is a mess. And I remember Deanne, like, coming out in the driveway one day, and she had, like, a notebook. She said, tell me what you do. And I was like, I don't know. And I, like, felt so bad because I could tell, like, we had people that wanted to do this, and I had no idea how to help people. That's what this is for. The second we started to do this, you start to make a business that duplicates over and over and over and over again, and because it's simple. So write this down. I'll send an image too, but the first step of the success system is a one-on-one, then a two-on-one or like a 3-way phone call, a mixer, a large event, and then success school. If you get people into this rotation and they make it to the success school, you've got yourself someone who's going to be doing AdvoCare with you for a long time, because they have built on each layer of credibility. They've met new people along the way. They've been inspired enough that they get to success school and they want to do this. And then they get to a point that they know how to send people through this too. And then they have a team that will come to success school with them, and so on and so forth. And that's how you build AdvoCare. So I'm going to go through each of those and what that means. So one-on-one. Okay, so this is how you share AdvoCare with someone. It's called your 30-second story. All of these things you hear, however goofy they may sound, if you make it not weird, it's not weird. Like 3-way phone calls, like, I'm gonna get you on a 3-way phone call with my sponsor. Like, that's weird. So we're gonna show you ways to like do these and not be weird about it. So you don't wanna say, hey, do you have some time that I can share my 30-second story with you? It's creepy. People don't wanna feel that way. 30-second story is you're at a soccer game with your kid and the mom next to you asks what Spark is. And instead of fumbling over your words, you have perfected your 30-second story. The person, when you're checking out at the grocery store, sees one of your vans and asks what AdvoCare is. This helps you perfect the quick answer to what is AdvoCare. I remember when people used to ask, like, how did you lose weight? I'd be like, clean eating. And then I'd walk away, I'm like, no, you did a 24-day challenge. Like, tell somebody what you did. So the way a 30-second story works is where I was, what I saw, what happened, and where I'm going. And you don't want to overthink it. All it is, you know, oh, you know, back in 2013, I was home with my kids. I was exhausted, looking to lose weight because I struggled my whole life. And I saw a friend do their 24-day challenge result, 24-day challenge, this program that AdvoCare has. And I saw the results and I knew we needed that. We got on our first challenge. My husband and I lost a combined 90 pounds in 4 months, felt better than we ever felt in our life, started sharing products with friends and family. Before we knew it, it turned out to be a way that we became passionate about helping people with both their finances and their health, and now I'm able to stay home full-time with my boys because of the opportunity that AdvoCare provides. 30 seconds, like, done. We want you to practice this so many times that, like, you can just answer it so easily, because the easiest question in AdvoCare is the hardest question in AdvoCare. What's AdvoCare? And, like, to this day, I'm still, like, when catches me off guard, because I'm like, oh my gosh, we've been told how to do this 1,000 times, and I had a guy, an older man at the gym who's so friendly, asked me one day, he's like, you work out so hard, you're always here, what's your 30-second story? I was like, what do you mean, what's my face turned red, I was like, does he know? It was like the strangest thing, and I had to gain my composure and share it with him, and I'm not even sure if I told him about AdvoCare. I did. So we want you to practice this and practice this and practice this, because this makes it so easy to share AdvoCare with people. So those 30 people you wrote down, just say, hey, have you heard? That's another part. Keep it easy. Hey, I'd love to share AdvoCare with you. I don't know if you've heard of it before. I know I didn't. It may or may not be for you, but you came to mind because you work out so hard at the gym. We have some awesome performance bars. Because I know you keep saying you want more time with your kids. This is what I'm doing to stay home with my kids. Because I know you're doing a juice cleanse right now. I did that too. It doesn't work. I have something else if you want to look into it, I can help you with. You don't want to insult people and say, hey, I know you need some money. Like, let's talk. You could really lose like 40 pounds. Like, let's spend some time talking to you. There's nice ways to share this with people. And then when they say they want to know more, you share your 30-second story. Now, this is so important because people advo barf. They barf advo all the time. When someone asks you that question, what is AdvoCare, you go, and you like everything AdvoCare, because you're so excited about it. You have to realize a lot of people don't even know what this is. So we kind of successfully explained it as an onion. Like, we are already at the center of an onion. It has lots of layers, maybe in the middle. You still have to like peel off the crusty outer shell with people first before you can get to like the heart of what we already all feel. They haven't seen anything. So if you're like telling them all this stuff, it's too much. So that 30-second story is all you share. You be a preview to the movie. You just share your little clip of what it's done for you, and you end with, you know, I'd love to tell you more. Would you be interested? When they say yes, guess who is the movie? Your sponsor. Like, let the person who got you involved with AdvoCare edify you, come in and just do the work for you. Just pass the ball. So 30-second story, find any way for them to get to the next spot. And that is a 3-way phone call or a 2-on-1. I put this because many of you don't even know that you can do a 3-way phone call from your iPhone. Because I sure didn't, because who talks on the phone and like, who does conference calls? I always say, I know this is so 1990s, but let's do it. So this button right here merges people onto phone calls. What does it say?
Introduce, mute out.
Yeah, like introduce, shut up, and just sit there and let your sponsor do all the talking for you. 3-way phone calls will build your entire AdvoCare business. I think Jenny Donnelly was saying she's a platinum, she might even be a double diamond now in AdvoCare. She said she built her entire business on 3-way phone calls. And what's awesome about that, you don't have to live in Southern California. You don't have to be part of this team. You can be anywhere in the country doing 3-way phone calls. So your job, and when we say this, when you sign up with AdvoCare, there's your part and there's my part. And this will take the responsibility always off your shoulders of when you get someone new on your team. They have their part, you have your part. Your part is to bring people to your sponsor, always. That is your only job in this. My part is to bring you credibility, mentor you, coach you, train you, get you excited, but I can't bring people to you. So if you're not bringing people to the person who got you started in AdvoCare, there's nothing they can help you with. So take that responsibility off of your shoulders. Like, so-and-so said they wanted to do AdvoCare, and I don't know how to help them. Well, are they bringing you anybody? No. Well, there's nothing you can do. Like, you can't help someone who's not bringing you people. You can help give a suggestion. Because it's too much information. To this day, someone will be like, hey, what's the vitamins in Spark? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just know how it makes me feel. Go to your site and read it. But I don't know. Like, all I know is how it makes me feel. You know, you don't have to get caught up in the details of all of this. And people get so stuck in the details that they're not sharing what they're excited about. So a three-way phone call, however you can line those up, you do it, and you don't make it awkward. You just say, anytime someone asks you any question in Advocare, your response should be, even if you know the answer, it should be, you know what, I'm actually not sure, but I know who can answer that because my friend's been doing this a lot longer than me. Do you have 15 minutes tomorrow because I want to make sure you get the right answer? No one's going to say, that's so creepy. Like, but they'll be like, okay, yeah, I don't want the wrong answer. Who am I talking to? That's when you start a three-way phone call, you introduce, you mute yourself out, and then you grab a journal, because three-way phone calls are going to be your best training, because you're going to hear what they're saying, you're going to hear how calls go, and then before you know it, you're going to be doing three-way phone calls for people. If you saw my calendar, that is all, oh, here it is, that's all I do. Like, all I do is three-way phone calls and then one mixer or two a week. Like, and it doesn't take up all my time because phone calls are fun. You've probably all been on one with me before. Ours is actually pretty fun. And you just do a three-way phone call, and you can do them easily. You can do them when you're driving. You can do them anywhere. That's the best part. You can do them on vacation. Advocare travels with you. It's a super simple business. So if I could tell you the most important part of the success system, it is getting your person on the phone with someone else. It's not that they don't like you. It's not that they don't love you, trust you, care about you. They just have to hear it from someone else. It's that layers of credibility. Now we peeled off the brown part of the onion, and you got at least to the outer side, because they started to hear more stories. The third part of the success system is mixers. They have now become my favorite part of Advocare, because you get to gather with people who are doing this, and guess what they get to do? They get to hear so many more stories. Now we're getting closer to the middle of the onion, because they heard your 30-second story, they heard your friend in Advocare story, and now they get in a room and they start to hear a ton of stories. And by this point, people are pretty excited about what they get to be a part of. Are you in there?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, this is the Lego. This is the
legging
day.
day.
Yeah.
There it is.
So this is so fun, because it's 1 hour of your night. You come together. If you don't have a mixer, if you don't have people doing mixers, you get to, guess what? You get to be the one to start them. Like, when we started this, I could have used every excuse in the book of why I can't do Advocare. Our sponsors live in Ohio. So to build, I saw a quote the other night, they're like, build it anyway. The responsibility is on you. Like, you can be the one who starts it in your circle of friends, your area. We'll come out and do one for you, absolutely, to get you started. But from then on out, you can start this. So our mixer started like with 2 people at Starbucks, you know, and then it became 4 people around the kitchen table. And then it became all you guys bringing your friends in, and it becomes bigger and bigger because people want to be a part of this. So mixers are fun. They're awesome. You come over. I called 2016 the year of the traveling mixer. So if you have your friends you want at your house, I've got a bag with my stuff in it and a board, and I just hop in my car and I'll go do one for you, because it's fun. And then you learn how to do them. So like I said, by now you've got your story. You had your sponsor on the phone. We don't use the word sponsor, by the way. I keep saying that, but it's your friend in Advocare, not your sponsor. Because then it really sounds like we're at a meeting. And then you get them to mixers. And what's cool is if you did a 3-way phone call, then it's not weird to come to my house, okay? So if you skip right over number 2, then it's weird to come straight to a mixer, because when someone's talking to me on the phone, I'm like, hey, Monday, I'm having people at my house for 1 hour. We're gonna have samples. It's really fun, casual. I'd love for you to come. They don't feel weird coming here because they already talked to me. So I get nervous during the week when I don't have 3-way phone calls from any of you, because then I know I'm not gonna have a mixer on Monday because no one knew is coming. And it's fine if you guys want to come over. I love hanging out with all of you. But then it becomes a training, because no one new is in the room, and we're just doing a mixer. Mixers are simple. Mixers are the same every single Monday. Like, I'm sure those of you who have been coming for a while are like, Like, here it goes again, but that's the point of it, because we want you to be able to copy exactly what we're saying and know it so well that you can copy this. So if you're not doing three-way phone calls, then you're probably not having anyone show up at the mixer. And chances are you can still get people to come here, and we'd love for you to, but they don't really know much. And they walk in and they get a lot of AdvoCare all at once because they didn't go through that circle yet. So the next and last part is large events and success school. This is like AdvoCare on steroids. It's like awesome. You know, you get to hear like all the crazy stories in AdvoCare. We have a Dallas Cowboys stadium. You get to be with people from all over the country. These are all people on the Sparkheads board. Most of them we didn't even know before because you're inviting your friends and so on and so forth, friends from high school, friends from college, and you get to see each other again. The one this year is July 21st through 23rd. Right?
No,
14th to 16th. You're right. Thank you. Why did I have it? Now I'm scared that I have like the wrong dates totally written down. Thank you. 14th through 16th. It's awesome. Right now they have their tickets out for it. It's $79, and then next week it goes to $99. But everything else, you're with people constantly. I know people get kind of nervous. Like, am I going to fly to Dallas? I don't know anybody there. When you go, we're together the entire time. It's the aha moment. Like when I went to the first year I did AdvoCare, I didn't go to Success School. The person helping me in AdvoCare offered to pay for my flight. She offered to pay for my ticket. She wanted me there so bad, and I said, I'm not into that. And that, I'm telling you guys, there is no one more stubborn about the success system than I was. And I didn't go, and I actually sent team members, and they went by themselves. Like, that's how bad. I was like, you guys can go, but I'm not gonna go. I went my second year. Not only did I feel so guilty that I wasn't there the year before, we brought some people with us. I brought 5 people. They all turned out to be 5 of our biggest business builders because they went to Success School. And then last year, this was our group because it stemmed from those 5 people going. And this year, I know there's going to probably be twice as many of you all in that picture because now you're bringing people. And then that happens for you. Because when you get in that room and you're excited, you can't help but go back and share AdvoCare with people. They said, I think it's like 90% of people who earn income in AdvoCare go to Success School. You don't go to, you don't become a lawyer and get to skip law school, or you don't get to be a doctor and skip med school. It's kind of like that with AdvoCare. If you don't go to Success School, you're not experiencing the one thing they ask us to go to all year. They don't require anything of us, but Success School is so important. And it's just awesome. I mean, even if you don't end up wanting to do AdvoCare, you just leave like an inspired person that like knows that you want to do more. It's great. So keep it in mind, it's not till July 14th through 16th. You can get your tickets now. And what I always suggest is like doing things in chunks, like if that's more comfortable. So right now people are getting their tickets. In a couple months, people get their hotel rooms. Even now, it's good to do it. People start to room up, and we'll help with that. So it's like super cheap for the weekend. Dinners are covered.
Dinners are covered?
Well, we took everyone out to dinner last year. It was awesome.
Oasis or wine?
Okay, so Team Sparkheads is a little rowdy. I don't know if that stems from the top down, but we are kind of the one that like does things maybe not so AdvoCare-ish, but there was definitely wine flowing.
I'll be there.
Margaritas. We had a great time because it's about bonding with each other. We had so much fun. So that's just the culture of our team.
Just be on a challenge.
Yes, no one goes to successful on challenges. Or pregnant. But you guys, we just leave there and we make the best friendships and leave just wanting to do more with this. So that's coming up.
Do you have to wear white pants?
Yes.
Probably
Absolutely.
organize.
No, this year it's going to be
Leggings, yeah.
But I'm in.
You're in. So that is that. I think I want to go back to, I don't know.
Maybe next year it'll be LuLaRoe instead of white pants.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Every day. LuLaRoe every day. Right, Craig?
Too.
I'll wear 'em.
You and Greg go wear them together. Have like
And there are lots of men that go to Success School. There are more than there are women. So
Do you,
just,
can I ask a question?
yes.
To go to Success, are there kids? That was for her. To go to Success School, do you have to be an advisor? Do you have to be a distributor?
You have to be a distributor.
So, like, could my husband go because we're on it together?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. You could buy, if they're on your distributorship, which you all should do if you have a spouse, is add them to your distributorship, even if they're not really doing this. Let's say you do earn a trip. They get to go. If you didn't put their name on it, you get to go by yourself. So maybe some of you don't want to put that on it. But it's awesome. They earn whatever you earn. If you earn a pin level, they send you 2, not 1. So add them on. So yes, you do have to be a distributor to go to Success School. And that's actually, we've had distributors who have gone. They're not even really that interested in the business. Do it the way, and I'm like, So I had to like start doing those three-way phone calls, and I remember my first few, they were so awkward, but they get better and better, and you guys, it's what creates activity. It's just the only way to do it. So however much it feels uncomfortable at first, the less awkward you make it, the less awkward it is, and it just works. And then what you're doing is you're setting your team up for success because you're giving them something to duplicate. You have to do it. If you want to be a leader in Advocare, you have to do this for your team so they know what to do. Because when they get someone new, they're going to remember, oh my gosh, this was so easy. I just got someone on the phone. I'm going to do the same thing. And then that's how you copy and copy and copy and copy. So if there's anything I can say most is this. Well, first, get yourself to an advisor. Then start doing this based on your list. That's really it. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. Right in the middle. Fortune is the follow-up. They say people need at least 6 to 7 exposures in life to decide when they want to do anything. So if you think sharing your story with someone is enough to get them involved in Advocare, it's not. Like sometimes you get them, but they need at least 6 to 7 exposures to this before they decide, like, this is something I want to do. So follow-up is so important. CJ, who's not here, I talked to her for 9 months before she decided to do it. My friend Christine Burdick, you see in the group, she's probably watching, a year before she decided to do it. Leslie, who you always see, Golda, she was a year. She had to hear our story, someone else's, see commercials on television, talk to her sports agent friend that she knows, talk to all the surgeons at her office, and then finally she decided, all right, I'm all in with Advocare. But it took her a year. So you need to like get the message out there because your friends, they're going to see it everywhere. I mean, it is everywhere now. And you're going to want them to think of you when they're ready to join Advocare because it's just at that point now. Like it's still pretty quiet in California, which is exciting. I mean, if you know someone in California who's doing Advocare, chances are they're on one of like 3 teams. And most likely they're on this one, which is awesome because that means you are surrounded by people who are going to show you how to do this and grow your business. I mean, it's so fun. So it's going to get out there. Someone's going to want to learn how to get any part of Advocare, and if they're ready, you're going to want them to think of you. Yeah, go ahead.
What do you do if you have someone like us that started or bought the challenge, and she bought it like a month ago, and she just will not start it? She just, and I don't want to keep on, did you start it?
Yeah, this Advocare is all about timing for everybody. So if she's not ready to commit to herself, there's nothing you can do to convince her until she's ready to commit to herself. And Jenny left. But Jenny's got an incredible story. She did 2 challenges in the past, and she quit, I think the first one after day 10 and the next one after day 16. And she's like, you know what it was? I didn't believe in myself yet. I didn't have that belief that I could do this. She just did her last challenge. I think she lost 12 pounds. She's going and going, and she's building an incredible Advocare team. It took her a year to get there. It had to be on her own timing, and that's how Advocare is. And they always say your message is going to be the same always. You're not going to change it. Something in their life is going to change that they're ready to ask you about Advocare. So it's not what you're saying, it's their circumstances that is going to get them fed up enough that they're ready to talk to you. So that's why you want to be the little bird that isn't, again, advo barfing. You're just like tapping them every so often, being like, I'm still thinking of you. So when you're ready, let me know. And then all of a sudden something happens in people's lives. They're like, I need to talk to you. I'm finally ready. So she's got it. When she's ready, she'll do it. I mean,
I think you also need somebody to start with. So if you have somebody who who is
Yeah.
starting day one, you can tap that person and say, you know what, I have somebody else starting who'd be so awesome if you guys
Totally.
could do this together.
Yeah.
Because reaching day 3 together and both saying, oh my gosh, do you feel this?
Yeah.
Do you feel the change?
And that's what's happening in the Facebook group right now. Is people are just so excited because they have each other, and it's a community. Community and culture is so important to AdvoCare. Like, remove all these products away, take AdvoCare out of the picture. Do the people you're with just want to hang out with you just because it's you? That's how you want to make people feel. You don't want it to be just because it's AdvoCare. So if you can create a culture of like loving, encouraging, motivating people, and AdvoCare just so happens to fit into it, you're going to have a team that continues to show up, that wants to be with you, that enjoys your company, that gets excited when they see your name on the phone, not wants to, oh, she's calling about this again because my numbers aren't. We don't do that to you guys. We will never say, hey, you're not reaching it. I told you, you don't have a boss. So you got to be self-motivated to do this. We will tap you guys too to be like, hey, like you said you wanted to do this. I haven't talked to anyone new in months. So if you're ready to do this more, we got to get back to your list. It always comes back to this. So you're right, follow up, because people will come crawling out of the woodwork when you least expected it. I mean, Deanne's and Jerry's are another great example. You guys watched us probably for a year, and even the first time we shared, you guys were like, we're not touching any of that stuff. Thank you.
Year's been funny for like, what, 2 months?
Yeah. You got people's time. People have to watch you. People have to trust what you're doing, and people have to trust in themselves that this is something that they're interested in. That's all on them. That's not on you. But you can just be the messenger of excitement. And Facebook, oh my gosh, you guys all do a really good job of it. But just share stories. Don't like make sales ads and like say, hey, I'm gonna give away 3 boxes of Spark with the next challenge and give you 10% off, and here's my link. It's just like leaves you feeling icky. Like, our team is about living a lifestyle, projecting it out there. AdvoCare's kind of in the background, like maybe you're drinking your Spark as you're cleaning your house and you take a picture of you doing that. Make it just part of who you are, and always just put out a attractive message of something that people want to be a part of, not just your products. People want to be a part of what you're doing. And the gyms we've been going to together and stuff, that's exciting. It's
Wear
fun.
your AdvoCare shirt.
Yeah, you wear your shirt, always wear something. I mean, when we're doing these, it's just wearing your colors, they call it, because people will ask it. It's brand recognition. People are like, does your logo get like referrals and stuff? I'm like, that's not the point of it. I do that just for pride. First of all, I just love representing AdvoCare, and also just to get brand recognition out there that it's in this area. If you go to Texas, like every 10th car in a parking lot will have an ad logo on it. Here, if I see one, I'm like chasing them down the freeway, like taking pictures from my car. I'm like, who is it? So you guys, there's just so much opportunity here. I think they said within California, Arizona, and Nevada, there's 49 million people. And I think AdvoCare has like 3% of the market of people. In the leadership room, there was like 80 leaders of those 3 states. You go to like Ohio, and there's like thousands of leaders in one room for leadership day. You guys, it's just gonna go crazy around here. So being part of it at where we're at right now is like a perfect time.
I have a question, and to add to that too, I mean, I think you've said it before, you know, we wear a lot of brands, we wear a lot of team shirts and that kind of thing to represent our teams and our favorite things or whatever. None of those things are paying you. None of those things are building you up the way that AdvoCare would. You always take photos with my mittens on. And so I think, you know, wearing AdvoCare, putting a sticker on your car, you know, all of those things, that's just you representing something that is so much bigger than a sports team. I see people all the time, I'm team AdvoCare, I'm representing, you know, my team, that's AdvoCare. And so just to, you know, have that. But my question for you is, if we have a distributor under us, maybe they're not a business builder, and they have somebody who they got on challenge or on product, how do you recommend talking to that person who's on challenge or product? And my question comes from more of a place of difficulty. That distributor maybe doesn't want me to have communication.
That is a good question, because I always see it as people that are even one person below you aren't going to know much of this. I mean, you can hope that the person directly to them is coaching them the same way, but chances are they usually aren't, especially if there's not a direct leader in that line of people. I think anyone that comes within your team at any point you should consider them frontline to you and consider that someone you're going to reach out to and connect with them. They call that leapfrogging. I was the result of being leapfrogged 4 people deep on a team because no one was helping me. So someone reached out to me. It was weird, and I was that person that you're talking about that was like, thanks for the call. Awkward, you know, don't want to do it here, but thank you. And I listened. I was respectful. I just wasn't really ready for it. Again, I wasn't ready for it. Like, I'm really scared what's gonna pop up like people's text messages that are like,
Greg, don't text her.
so, but yes, it is our responsibility to be the one that reaches over and helps people. And maybe they'll be like, who is this? But you're doing your job of just, again, tapping and saying, hey, just so you know, I know so-and-so is helping you with your challenge. I'm another resource for you. I'd love to like help you out if you have any questions. And I got an email every week from the people above me. And I was just like, okay. And then finally one day I started reading them more, and they're going to be responsive. But it is our goal. Advocare builds depth. Like, you want a team, if you want a real sturdy business, you want people way down that are your business. And it's something I have to constantly remind myself too, because we do have a lot of people now 3, 4, 5 levels deep. I don't know who they are, and you got to reach out. So keep doing what you're doing.
And I had a funny thing. This is like, just be careful. I had sent a message to a girlfriend of mine in Colorado about Advocare like a month ago, and she wrote me the other day and said, what was that link that you were telling me about? And I was like, oh, I was all excited. Oh, Advocare. And I gave her the link, and I said, I've lost, almost 20 pounds and this and that. She writes back, no, the meetup group one. I was just like,
oh. Well, sorry, at least you put it out there again.
I was just like, oh, God.
Yeah, no, at least you put it out there again. Maybe she clicked on it and was like, oh.
She said that thanks, but I was thinking of the meetup group.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh, funny. And, yeah, go ahead.
On the two-on-one and the 3-way calls, about how long do you tell somebody to plan for? Like,
It's
10
great.
minutes?
So 15 to 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
You let them, it's all going to be asking them a lot of questions. Like, what do you do? Do you have kids? How is your challenge going? What are you interested in? And if they talk longer, then the call can go over, but you don't want to do it crazy. But yeah, 20 minutes. Sometimes they turn into an hour because it's like, people love talking about where they're going with this. So, but 20 minutes.
And you recommended in that video you did about why we should have a paper planner. Watch that. You'll go spend $150 on
This one's only like $30.
I know they're back ordered till February though.
Oh, that's not good for planning.
And this one is rose gold.
Oh,
I like it.
But you recommended like day 16 if they're doing a challenge to do a 2-on-1?
Yeah, so if people aren't interested in the business right off the bat, that's totally normal. Most people aren't. It's good to actually lead with it sometimes, but when you have people on a challenge, they're going to come around to around day 16. So you should be checking in with them throughout the challenge, but day 16 is a perfect time when they say, what do I do next? Or if they don't say, what do I do next? You say, hey, I want to get you set up for day 25 and beyond. You know the answer. You can tell them M&S, Spark, Catalyst, just the way all of us can say, but that's the perfect chance to say, you know what? I want you to talk to my friend because she lost 30 pounds after the challenge, and she'll have perfect recommendations based on your goals. Do you have 15 minutes tomorrow? That's when you enter a 3-way phone call, and that's when it's your sponsor's job to share options with them. And they might want to be a distributor. They might want to build a business. If you're not sharing all the options of Advocare, they don't get a choice. So 3-way phone calls on day 16, 17 are the perfect time. Hi. I'm like, you wore your slippers. I love the people that actually came in like their slippers.
I have another question. Sorry. So I'm in sales in my non-Advil life, and it was funny because I was a product of the success system. And when I was going through it, I knew. Because
I know what you're doing.
I'm not an
today.
idiot. I remember telling you before I started success system in her. Like, I also
You're
was like,
here. Look, you're here.
No, I did too. She's like, so, I mean, I'm not, if you're really interested in my, I get a call from Lauren. I'm like, look, I'll sign up for the $80.
I don't need to talk to Lauren. I'll sign up.
It's mine.
No, you need to talk to Lauren right now. But so anyway, so when I was going through it, and I was telling people like, I am a target. Like I felt.
Yeah.
I mean, full disclosure, like I'm a target because I'm amazing, and of course they want me on their team. So how do we, especially when you're working with other salespeople, like I know what I'm being sold to. How can I do it? Like, because I failed with you. Sorry, love you. How can I do it?
It was a
No, I know she's here.
we're working friends, so I was like, it's fine. Like I'm in.
But how can I do it so it's not, so other salespeople don't know?
Well, you might have, I don't know how it was said to you, so maybe it felt that way, but if you can make it so nonchalant, it doesn't sound like
No,
it.
I know, and it wasn't my
Yeah, you just
sponsors.
knew.
Yeah, she's like, hey, do you have time to talk to Lauren tomorrow? I'm like, yes.
And here we go.
Then you just, that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
people might feel that way.
Yeah,
But
and then I'm like, hey.
hey, you're here, so.
I called Mike, I'm like, I'm going to sell Advocare. He's like, what? Mike, just shut up. We're just doing it.
To add to that, my sister's a recruiter, and so she knew exactly too. Like, it's just, this is not a only Advocare system. This
Right.
is a very
Yeah.
typical thing
Right.
because you said it's
Right.
in sales. It's how
Right.
it works. So I would say, just being honest, like
Yeah.
if they confront you about it, are you putting me through the thing? And
Yeah,
whatever?
I am.
Yeah, actually, and you know it works, but you need to talk to Lauren because she knows so much more. It's not weird. It's not awkward. She's awesome. I just always edify the person. She's so amazing. You'll be able to really relate to her story, and that's the only reason why I want to put you on the call with her.
And we're kind of
You know,
lucky with the
yeah,
Facebook group
you know.
that we sort of like know each other's names and who's who, that it's not like this stranger that's getting on the phone. It's like, hey, you know the person that does the post on there? Like,
Works out at 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
little
weirdo.
that
who
job.
is- Yeah.
You get to talk to her.
Yeah.
But you're right though, edifying
That's
goes
a good
both ways.
Yeah.
Like you really build up the person that's about to get on the phone, and they're gonna build you up on the phone too. And listen, I did not want to get on a call. It's the same thing. But here's another thing. They kind of got me into a call because they built up me. They were like, hey, so-and-so is an Emerald leader in Advocare, and they want to talk to you so badly because you are doing awesome. So whatever it is you're doing, they want to talk to you because they want to know what you're up to. And I was like, me? What did I do? And I'm like, I'll talk to them. And then when I got on, I was like, what? But it was a great call, and they've become dear friends of ours, and they live in Ohio. But really building up you as why I want to talk to you. That was your sister, and I felt that way. I was like, she's so involved. She's doing so great. I really want to talk to her. And you're like, I don't think she'll be into this. She went to advisor.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't want to listen to her
And
sister
Advo
and
Nation.
Advo Nation. She
Yeah,
probably
the closer you are to like sisters or
Yeah.
real close friends, it's harder because
Yeah.
they're like, come on, what are you doing? You know,
Right.
like,
Well,
Yeah.
and she's my older sister, so she's gonna be like my younger sister wants
Right.
whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
she doesn't
her-
know any someone else.
Yeah.
So I know we're just at 1 hour. I'll close this down. If you guys want to stick around and ask questions, feel free to. But otherwise, you are on your way to enjoy your weekend. I hope that helped. So I'm going to do these Saturday morning trainings in Advo World. Saturday mornings are just kind of when they do trainings. I'll continue to do them because when you get new distributors, again, we don't want you to feel like you have to train them on everything. So we'll continue to do mixers and trainings, and you bring people and they learn, and then it's kind of like a pass the buck business. So don't feel like this is all on you. It just works that you have a whole team of people that all kind of scoop you up and do it. So thanks for coming. Please drink some Spark if you didn't have one, because I will drink the entire thing by myself.
And wear your Advo Nation when you go to